Hey, Blue Table fans, I got an extra special treat for you today. I'm going to be showing you these 3D printed Tau Devilfish. They are by a creator called The Hive, I think. It's definitely from a set called The Hive. And these are tiburones, which is, of course, Spanish for shark. So basically, in this kit, the body, the whole body, and then this front cone come as two basic parts, and you glue on all the fins and these engines and the turret. Now, the kit does come with alternates for a hammerhead stand-in, and unfortunately, though, it has to be glued on. So, like, these will turn. They're not magnetized, and they're definitely not conducive to magnetization either. And so, unfortunately, to have them switch out here, you will presently see it's just weighted too much to the other side. So the only solution is to magnetize them, which I haven't had any success doing, or to glue them on permanently. So right now, I'm not worried about that. I just wish their design were better in that respect. But overall, very beautiful pieces. They were certainly very inexpensive to have them printed up. And I just was eager to get some Devilfish and get in the game and try my breachers in Devilfish. Now, look at how dark the camo is on this, and that has a black wash on it. But on the vehicles, it came out a lot lighter. I went to my local game shop because I've been using Vallejo Brown Violet. I tried like 10 different types of camo, finally settled on this. They said this was equivalent, and actually it looks a little darker, but once it was painted on, it was actually a lot lighter than I had hoped. But again, no problem. I very much enjoyed putting them together, and I was very excited to finally get a ride for these two breacher squads, which of course you have seen. And I'm going to be doing some videos on like what I think is the punching power of these guys. And I think it's insane. I think it's really good. And of course, a basic breacher squad with no enhancements or advantages is pretty punchy as it is. Basically, they get 2 shots each with, I'm actually going to find the card for them. I love these cards, by the way. Kudos to Games Workshop to doing it in this format. Basically, just standing there, it's a 10-inch range, which is very short, but it is an assault weapon, so they can advance, move 6 inches, advance, and so the actual reach of the weapon is about 19 or 20 inches from where they're standing, just normally, just with them on foot. If you add a Devilfish, it's a 12-inch movement plus a 3-inch disembark, and then, of course, the range of their weapon. So it extends the whole thing about 5 or 6 inches. So a pulse blaster is attacks to 3-up. For some reason, these guys in the whole army, they're the ones that get a 3-up other than characters. Strength 6, -1, AP, and damage 1. And they also get breach and clear, which is that they can reroll wounds if the target is in range of an objective marker. So breachers that are maxed out, like the best thing they can possibly have, they could have a Tetra. Let's pretend this little turret is a Tetra. A Tetra, if they guide the unit, that unit not only gets +1 to their ballistic skill, but they also get to re-roll hit rolls. So these guys will be hitting on 2-ups with a re-roll. And you get a Cadre Fireblade in there, and he comes with 2 drones. And in the new Tau rules, the gun drones or the drones, whatever they are just equipment of the guys. So this guy has a drone controller, let's imagine, and he gets the drones. And then the leader of the unit, he gets 2 drones as well. And they're just decoration. They don't do anything. You don't even really need to have them on the board. So the Cadre Fireblade, what he does is he gives them +1 to their ranged attacks. So now you've got 30 shots. Never mind the drones and stuff. You got 30 shots at 2-ups with rerolls to hit because of the Tetra. And I mean, at that point, you hardly even need that. But basically, you're going to be getting 29 to 30 hits off of that. And then the wound roll, if it's against something that's on an objective marker, the wound roll is also re-rolled. And that's probably against infantry going to be a 3+. And that's bananas. I mean, you're talking like 25, 26 wounds. And then with an AP of -1, about half of those are actually going to get through. And so you're gonna be peeling off 10 to 15 wounds off of a unit that's on an objective with everything maximized. Never mind, this guy gets shots, and the drones get shots too. So they're going to be adding, let's see, what is it? The gun drone I think adds 2 shots, and the gun drone's ballistic skill is not that great. But he'll be at +1 for +1 ballistic skill for being guided. Yeah, here it is, gun drone. So he'll be on a 4-up with re-rolls, strength 5, damage 1, slightly better range. So basically, with the gun drones here, and it's twin linked, so that's re-roll wounds as well. And but it's considered as something that he's shooting, so it will get the advantages that he has, as if it was a ranged weapon that this model was holding. Let's see here. And lost my train of thought. So yeah, it's 30 shots, and then the gun drones will be adding 6 shots, so that's 36 shots, nothing to scoff at. And never mind the Cadre Fireblade, who is going to be adding his Fireblade pulse rifle, which has 1 attack, but +1 because of himself. And of course, he'll be hitting, like the Breachers, he'll be hitting on 2s with re-rolls. Again, that comes from the Tetra. So there's a lot of like things that have to come together, but it's very realistic things to come together. Like it's, the Tetra doesn't need to roll anything, it just needs to see the unit to guide it, and this course will become the guided unit. And then of course the Devilfish can do the same thing. Now the Devilfish, its special thing is called rapid deployment, which means it can advance and also drop guys off. And so that is potentially a lot of extra movement there. Yeah, I was saying 15, 16 inches plus the disembarkation. Yeah, the reach of the Breachers inside a Devilfish is just absolutely outstanding. And it makes me really happy. Of course, it's all theory until you actually get on the board and find out that no plan survives contact with the enemy. Now this guy actually still can guide a unit, and here's why. Because even if it advanced, and here's why, because in order to guide, you have to be eligible to shoot. Well, he is eligible to shoot. Why? Because these gun drone stand-in weapons are assault. They're actually called something else. It's twin pulse carbine is assault. So if you take that, you can advance and still have this guy guide them. And in fact, you don't really need the Tetra because of their ballistic skill is 2, and you're re-rolling. Hold on. Nope, that is correct. The Tetra is an improvement because Tetra gives re-rolls to hit. And that's a Forge World figure, by the way, in case you were wondering. So here's all the magnetized parts that can make the undercarriage. In fact, let's just look at the undercarriages of these models. They're really pretty cool. And by the way, I did some really radical base work. It's too bad you can't really see it very much. So they have 2 magnetized points under here. And by the way, I had to drill like the dickens, and it's no fun drilling this 3D printed resin. So basically there's a barrel here, so there's an upper weapon, and you can just get something on top of it like that. I love the way these look. Unfortunately, that's not a great option for the Devilfish because you need that, that assault weapon, and these smart missile systems are not assault. So for the Hammerhead you put on this little sensor array thing, which is much like the published model. It has a little sensor array on the nose cone. Or you can put on this barrel thing here, and that serves as an intermediary piece to put on these other forward-facing weapons. So there you go. That's something. So a Devilfish could have a twin smart missile system. Oh, but it couldn't also have the accelerator burst cannon. It would have to have the little twin pulse carbines there. That's Devilfish. For a Hammerhead, you would just have to put on this sensor array to just kind of blank out that spot. And of course, you could have what is it? Twin. Where is it? Accelerator burst cannon? Oh, that's interesting. I am incorrect. Railgun. Twin pulse carbine, twin smart. Oh, that's weird. I guess you can't have this anymore. You can't have the... There used to be you could replace two of these like chain guns for the drones on a Hammerhead. So I guess that's not a thing anymore. Well, anyway, it does have those. So it has a lot of magnetized options. And these tiburones look really, really cool. And I just did a quick job on them. Nothing to really write home about. And what's going to happen is, as soon as I get my Piper Makes Devilfish done, I'm going to, I think I'm going to permanently affix these Hammerhead turrets on these and just have them as spare Hammerheads. And, yeah, we shall see. We'll see how it goes. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. I had a lot of fun talking about this stuff with you. And check the liner notes for maybe some deals or links or something like that. Thank you.